Hey guys, what is going on? We are back and it is time for Vanguard Season 3, which is a super exciting time. There's a lot of content to cover here, but we are starting off with what we normally do, and that is, of course, the top 10 best class setups going into the brand new season here. We've got assault rifles, we've got shotguns, SMGs, we've got the works here. We have some of the absolute best class setups in the game right now, but just before we do get into talking about them here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. If you do want to stay up to date with all of the latest class setups for all the new guns and some map guide potential stuff, make sure you join our little community here. So let's talk about our top 10 best class setups going into the new season with the early season 3 stuff. So as usual with these early looks at the class setups that we're going into season 3 with, these are not going to include any of the new weapons, but I am very excited about the M1916. I think that has potential to be one of the best guns in the game, but it won't be featuring in today's video. Starting us off here, we do have the Cooper Carbine, which is the ever reliable assault rifle killing tool from, I believe it was season 1. This is one of the absolute best assault rifles in the game going around right now. You just get such a reliable killing tool, easy to control recoil, and a great TTK value, as well as a pretty decent magazine size, so you can pretty much do whatever you like with this. But as the attachments that we normally go with include the Mercury silencer for the vertical recoil control and the sound suppression. The 22-inch custom does give us that, again, horizontal and vertical recoil control, as well as increasing our fire rate by 4%. The slate reflector is just the optic that we've chosen. You can pick and choose whatever you prefer. In the stock, we do have the Cooper 45 RS for the initial accuracy and recoil, aim down sight speed, and recoil recovery. In the M3 Ready Grip, this does allow you to get aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and aim walking movement speed here, but again, pick and choose whatever you prefer in that slot. In the magazine, we go with the .30 carbine 45 round mag for damage, range, bullet velocity, damage, bullet penetration, and a larger magazine. This does give us 34 damage per bullet at 750 RPM, which is excellent for our time to kill stat. In the ammo type, of course, we have lengthened here, and you'll see this across the board on most of these class setups because we do get more bullet velocity here, which is fantastic for our hit detection. In the leather grip, we do have this one in the rear grip slot for the aim down sight speed boost of about 4%. In the proficiency, we go with brace for initial accuracy and recoil, which is one of our absolute favorite stats in the game. And then in the kit, we do round this off with fully loaded here for the maximum starting ammo. Moving on here to another absolutely fantastic weapon in this game. If you like rushing, you like SMG class setups, you love the MP40 right now. This is just, again, such a reliable killing tool. The recoil is really easy to control on this thing. You get good damage value. I believe you still get a 3-shot kill with this thing, which is still competitive, and a very nice TTK stat, as well as the usual movement speed and aim down sight speed stats that you do get from most SMGs. Starting us off here again, we do have the recoil booster instead in the muzzle slot for a nice boost to our fire rate of 5%. Again, very valuable for our TTK stat. Barrel, we do have the Krausnik 317mm 04B for a highly accurate controllable weapon. Horizontal recoil control boost of 40%. In the optic slot, we do have one option here in the Krausnik ISO 1M for the aim down sight speed boost, as well as one of the cleanest looking iron sights in COD history. In the stock, we do go with the VDD34M for horizontal recoil control and aim down sight speed. M1941 hand stop again for that recoil control and accuracy. 8mm Kurz 32 round mag here for damage, bullet penetration, bullet velocity, and damage range. This does give us 46 damage per bullet at 588 RPM for a very competitive TTK stat of about 180-ish milliseconds as well. In the incendiary ammo type, we do take this to technically get 2-shot kills on people who aren't running the fortified perk. This isn't super reliable, and it's just a little bit of fun here with that burn damage. Usually we would just take lengthened here as well. In the rear grip, we do have the fabric grip for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. In the proficiency, we do have brace here again for initial accuracy and recoil, which is just one of the best stats in the game. And then in the kit, we do have fully loaded here, but for SMGs, you can run quick as well. Moving on here to another assault rifle. This is again one of our favorite weapons in the game. It does compete with the Cooper Carbine for one of the best assault rifles, and that is of course the Automaton. We do just get a great damage stat, easy to control recoil, and pretty much one of the better guns going around right now. Again, we do start off with that Mercury silencer here for the vertical and recoil control and sound suppression stats. Really simple one to start off with again. The barrel is a bit of a pick and choose one. I usually go with the Zach FA short just to increase our damage number. I have seen other people using various barrel different attachments here, and I'm not really convinced by any of them other than the Zach FA short, just to increase our damage number to 39 to allow us to get as many 3-shot kills as possible. Optic, again, pick and choose whatever you prefer here. I just love the slate reflector because it's so clean. In the stock, we do go with the Empress Broadsword for initial accuracy and recoil again. You'll see that stat a lot in this, as well as aim down sight speed. In the underbarrel, we do have the M1941 hand stop as usual. In the magazine, we go with the 8mm Klaus rifle 50 round mag for an increase to our damage, our bullet velocity, our range, our magazine ammo capacity, and our bullet penetration. Again, 39 damage per bullet at 759 RPM is again a very strong TTK stat. In the ammo type, of course, we have lengthened here, as we mentioned previously. Bullet velocity, very important. In the rear grip, we do have the leather grip for aim down sight speed. In the proficiency, we go with tight grip here for accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. And then we do round this off with the kit, which is fully loaded here for more starting ammo as well. Another assault rifle in the lineup is of course the BAR. Now the main draw card of this weapon is that it does have a 2-shot kill. The fire rate on this thing is relatively slow, but when you can just shoot people twice and get 2-shot kills, it's super satisfying to do this, and it's one of the best guns in the game still. Again, muzzle, pick and choose whatever you prefer. Again, you like that fire rate increase from the recoil booster, you can take that, but we go with the Mercury silencer. CGC 27-inch 2B for a highly accurate and controllable weapon, as well as an increase to our damage range. Does give us a massive damage range stat, as well as basically no horizontal recoil. In the optics, slate reflector again, nice clear sight picture. Remove stock in the stock slot for the aim walking movement speed, aim down sight speed, and again initial accuracy and recoil control. Under barrel, the M3 ready grip again for sprint to fire speed and aim walking movement speed, and aim down sight speed stats, which is just super strong. .50 BMG 30 round mag for bullet velocity, our range, our damage, our bullet penetration, and a larger magazine. Does give us 68 damage per bullet, which is absolutely outrageous. So you can technically sometimes one-shot people if they've already taken some damage, which is really cool as well. In the ammo type, we do have lengthened here to increase that bullet velocity by 30%. Stipple grip in the rear grip for again initial accuracy and recoil control. Hard scope in the proficiency slot for accuracy and recoil in sustained aim down sight. This is pretty important here, as we do want to usually walk around with our aim down sight up most of the time. And then in the kit, fully loaded here for again more starting ammo. The next one on our list here actually did cop a little bit of a nerf in the most recent patch, which was the Season 3 update, but I still believe the Type 100 is one of the better SMGs going around. Now with this thing, we do get a 30 round magazine, which is not ideal, but it is just long enough for this particular class setup. We do get a TTK value that has changed recently from 135 milliseconds to 170 milliseconds, which is a pretty significant nerf here, but that's still one of the faster SMG killing tools in the game at the moment. So this is still an effective weapon, it's just a little bit worse than it used to be, which is a bit sad. But of course, the Mercury silencer in the first slot here for the sound suppression and the recoil control. The barrel, we still go with the Warabashi 134mm rapid barrel, as this does increase our fire rate by about 20%. The new stat is 697 RPM, and it used to be about 950, which is just a massive nerf here, but it's still a reliable killing tool. So optic slot, we do have the slate reflector here for a very clear sight picture. Warabashi grip folding for the aim walking movement speed and initial accuracy and recoil control. Under barrel, we do have the M1941 hand stop, again recoil control and accuracy. The nerf did apply to the .30 Russian short 30 round mag here. We do get a significant nerf to our fire rate here, and this didn't used to occur. We used to get 945 RPM on this thing. We did make a video on it very recently, but again, still 40 damage per bullet, which does give us a 3-shot kill. It's a little worse than it used to be, but it's still an effective weapon. In the ammo type, we do still have lengthen here for that bullet velocity, the stipple grip in the rear grip slot for initial accuracy and recoil. In the proficiency, we still go with gung ho for, of course, the sprint to fire speed increase, which is an absolutely massive boost. And then in the kit, fully loaded, or you can take quick here depending on how you do want to play. Again, another SMG here that is on our list for having a very competitive TTK stat of about 180-ish milliseconds, as of course the M1928. My favorite thing about this is the 100 round drum, which does get us a 3-shot kill, but you just fire this thing forever and it's still a very satisfying weapon to run around with. Again, the attachments are of course the recoil booster for the 5% increase to our fire rate here. The CGC 12-inch cooling barrel does give us a highly accurate and controllable weapon and gives us a 90% boost to our horizontal recoil control, making this an absolute laser beam here. Moving on to the slate reflector, again in the optic slot, pick and choose whatever you prefer in this. Then in the stock, we do have the CGC wire grip for aim walking movement speed, aim down sight speed, and you guessed it, initial accuracy and recoil control, one of my absolute favorite stats. Under barrel, the SMLE pistol grip here for an increase to that sprint to fire speed, as well as hip fire accuracy. With this, when you do have such a large magazine, you can afford to spray people at the hip fire. In the magazine, as we mentioned, 100 round mag here for the bullet velocity, the range, the damage, the bullet penetration, and the largest magazine in the SMG category. This thing's ridiculous here, 34 damage per bullet at 731 RPM is a very reliable TTK, as well as 100 rounds in the mag, which you can't argue with here. Ammo type lengthened for the bullet velocity. In the leather grip, we do have this in the rear grip for the aim down sight speed boost. Proficiency, sleight of hand for a faster reload speed with our massive magazine, which is a little slow, so this does help boost it. And then in the kit, we definitely want to run quick here because we don't really need any more starting ammo from this, so we just take extra sprint speed. Moving on here to another SMG that I absolutely love that did also cop a little bit of a nerf recently in the most recent patch, which is of course the Season 3 update. This is the Welgun. This is such a fantastic weapon in the game. It does fill a SMG assault rifle hybrid category, which is one of the best going around. But again, you already know much about the Welgun. This thing is an absolute machine. Again, recoil booster for the increase to our fire rate, the 320mm SA shrouded barrel for the increase to that horizontal and vertical recoil control stats of 25%. I do believe this did cop a little bit of a nerf recently in the most recent patch, but it's still a very good weapon here. Optic, we do have the slate reflector for the clear sight picture, but again, you can take one of the optics in the GW03 for aim down sight speed and a nice clear iron sight. In the stock, we do have the SA43 folding, hip fire accuracy, aim walking movement speed, aim down sight speed, and initial accuracy and recoil control, a very nice combination of stats there. SMLA pistol grip for more sprint to fire speed and more hip fire accuracy. .45 48 round mag does increase our damage, our bullet penetration, and our bullet velocity and our range. I believe the combination of these stats here of the 45 damage per bullet at 631 RPM does still give us a very reliable TTK stat. Ammo type lengthen for bullet velocity, fabric grip for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed, gung ho proficiency for the sprint to fire speed boost, and in the kit we do have quick again because we do have a relatively large magazine here. Moving on to the absolute star of the show from season 2, which is the Whitley LMG. This being a 2-shot kill for such a long time here basically made this easily the best gun in the game. 150 rounds in the mag, which was just dumb, and a 2-shot kill made you could fire this thing for literally 10 minutes and not have to reload and still get loads of kills here. But it's a little bit worse than it used to be. You can't get that 2-shot kill anymore, 3-shot kills all round for this, but it's still a very, very effective weapon. It does still have a great TTK stat of about 180-ish milliseconds here, which is still monstrous for 150 rounds in the mag. Starting us off here again, the Mercury silencer for the recoil control and of course the sound suppression. The 16-inch CGC shrouded barrel does give us aim down sight speed, fire rate, aim walking movement speed, and sprint to fire speed. Does make us a fair bit more inaccurate here, but keep that in mind, you can make up for this with other attachments. Optic slot, we do have the G16 2.5 times. This does help with our recoil as well as providing us with a medium range optic. Stock, we still go with the Gracie EM3 for aim walking movement speed, initial accuracy and recoil recovery, as well as aim down sight speed. An absolutely monstrous stock here. Moving on to the M1941 hand stop for recoil control and accuracy. .50 BMG 150 round box here does take our damage number to 44 damage per bullet at 631 RPM, which does still get us a very competitive TTK stat. And technically with this you can still get a 2-shot kill if you do get a headshot, so just keep that in mind. In the ammo type, we do have lengthen here for the bullet velocity increase, leather grip for aim down sight speed. In the proficiency, we do have hard scope here, so walk around with this to your aim down sight up most of the time. Kit, I would typically go with fully loaded here just for the extra starting ammo. Moving on to something that we have not featured in a video just yet, and we're going to make a solo video on this very, very soon. So if you do want to stay up to date with all of the class setups in this video, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. But this is the AS44. Now, this is a very competitive weapon in this game, does feature a good TTK stat, but we've actually converted this to a little bit of a burst rifle weapon. Now, let me take a look at the attachments here. The Kolevskaya 420mm burst barrel does give us that burst fire option, as well as making us a highly accurate and controllable weapon. Now, we take a look at the stats here. This does have 32 damage per bullet, which now you think about it, 34 is what you'd need for a 1-burst kill. Now, how do we get a 1-burst kill with this thing? Well, we have to include the incendiary rounds. I love being able to include these on things and have them actually help. When you do get that burn damage, the initial tick does go out as soon as that first bullet does hit, meaning we do get that 3 burn damage on top, which does give us that extra little bit of damage we need to potentially get a lot of 1-burst kills. Now, with this, we don't actually get super damage range, so this will typically only get 1-burst kills up close. You won't be able to get 1-burst kills at sort of medium to long distances, but being able to instantly delete someone up close with a burst weapon is super, super interesting here. Other attachments include the MX silencer for accuracy and sound suppression. We don't want to take the Mercury silencer here as this does decrease our damage range. The optic slot, slate reflector, again, nice clear sight picture. At the moment, we do have the Kolevskaya custom stock. We don't really want this one too much. We would typically prefer the Zach 12A for horizontal recoil control and aim down sight speed, or even something like a Zach skeletal for sprint to fire speed and movement speed. In the underbarrel, again, you'd probably go with the M1941 hand stop here just for that recoil control and the accuracy, or again, you can take like an SMLA pistol grip here for sprint to fire speed as well. In the magazine, again, the 7.62 by 54 mmR 30 round mag, he does give us that extra boost to our bullet velocity, our range, our bullet penetration, and our damage. We do take a look at those numbers here again, the 32 damage per bullet at 594 RPM. If you throw a bullet in there that does hit a headshot with that 40 damage, you technically can just get a 1-burst kill to the head. The incendiary damage on top as well, we get more reliable 1-shot kills up close. In the rear grip slot, go with the leather grip here for the aim down side speed. In the proficiency, you typically want to one with gung ho, of course, for the extra sprint to fire speed as well. And in the kit, we've got surplus at the moment, but fully loaded is going to be better once you do round this thing off. Just try this thing out. It's not the best class setup going around, but it definitely is something a little bit different here. If you're looking to stave off boredom, or you're just looking for a class setup to get this thing to max level to get gold skins or something like that, this is definitely going to do you a pretty good job here. I really think this is cool. It's one of the better class setups that I've come up with recently. And then to round this video off here, we do have the combat shotgun with the slug, the sniper style class setup that can technically still get one-shot kills from basically anywhere on the map, as long as you're getting like a torso shot with this thing. That slug round just hits very, very hard. You do so much damage, it's such a lot of fun here. It's not going to be for everyone, as you do have to be quite accurate here, and it's not your typical shotgun class, so just keep that in mind here. Again, the M1947 full choke does technically give us that tighter pellet spread, but we've only got one pellet, so I wouldn't really pick any of these for a necessary option. Then in the barrel, we do go with the sawed-off barrel here. This is mostly to increase our movement speed and our damage. We do take a look at that damage number here. This does give us 196 damage here, which is super, super strong for one-shot kills. Combine this with a 12-gauge 5-round tube, which does again increase our damage number to 196, and then the slug as well on top, which does give us that slug round, meaning you get one shot with this thing, but if you hit somebody in the chest or up, you're going to get a one-shot kill at pretty much any distance because you do 196 damage here. Again, the SMLE pistol grip for sprint to fire speed, the G16 2.5x scope for a very clear sight at medium range, which is where you want to be fighting with this for the most part. CGC 3M adjustable stock for the hip fire accuracy, the aim looking movement speed, the aim down sight speed, and the sprint to fire speed. Fabric grip is of course the aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. Sleight of hand, because we do have to reload the slugs intentionally by hand. And of course the kit, we do have quick here for the faster sprint speed. So that is going to wrap it up here for our top 10 best class setups in this season 3 update for Vanguard. I think these are some of the absolute best guns in the game. However, I am very, very excited to take a look at the new marksman rifle. I think that's going to be one of the best guns going around, as well as the Nikita AVT assault rifle. So if you do want to stay up to date with all of the best class setups for any of the new guns in this season, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it, and it really does help me out. If you do hit that subscribe button, hopefully that does mean I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!